22 Simple Daily Habits of Highly Successful People. From everyone else, your musings, words, activities, and propensities do influence the nature of your life. Practice the correct things again and again, and you'll receive the benefits and advantages. There's a saying, often attributed to various people, which goes something like, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. It's true. Your thoughts, words, actions, and habits do affect the quality of your life. Practice the right things over and over again, and you'll reap the rewards and benefits. Continually engage in behaviors that are harmful and you'll undoubtedly suffer in one way or another. Along those lines, a lot can be learned by looking at the habits of successful people. Here are the simple things so many top-performing executives credit for helping them to get ahead in business and life. Number 1. Be clear about expectations from others. When you spend a lot of time on your own personal development to become a better leader, and one of the tactical but important things that you will implement is to put in writing the expectations of your team. Whether that's sending an agenda before a meeting, sending a follow-up email after a discussion to capture the next steps, or sharing your candid thoughts on the business, you will have to make a dedicated effort to communicate clearly and put things in writing to help people you will need to interact with each day to have a better understanding of what you need from them for your team to be successful. This helps everyone work more effectively, fostering an atmosphere of accountability and collaboration. Number 2. Work on your priorities a day ahead. When you wake up in the morning and spend 15 minutes thinking before wakes up everybody in the house. Every morning, you should run through the mental exercise of making 2 to-do lists. One is the list of things that are important, items in your daily life and at work that need your attention, and the second list of things that are urgent. Anything that falls on both lists takes priority for the day. Looking at your time holistically when you can think clearly allow you to set realistic goals around what you need to accomplish and identify what tasks add the most value to your personal and professional life. Number 3. Listen eagerly. In today's technology-driven, gadget-enhanced world, we are often together alone. We find ourselves operating remotely, focusing on work, and collaborating online. As such, you make a conscious effort to listen intently, ask questions, remember interests, and more. The goal is to make each engagement more personal and to engage in each conversation as if it were the foundation which to build a relationship. This focus on fostering personal connections has enabled me to have strong relationships at work, which yield trust and collaboration. To achieve this, fun needs to be part of the equation. The truth is that laugh therapy needs to be part of our everyday existence, especially at work. Number 4. Consider yourself responsible. Let's face it, nobody likes to admit to making a mistake, but in order to be successful, learning to hold yourself and your colleagues accountable is essential. Accountability is something people want, though it can be difficult to uphold. To be truly accountable to others, you need to first be accountable to yourself. Once you have a clear idea of where you or your company is headed, you are able to set the right goals to keep yourself and your team on track for success each day. Stripping away the cycle of blame and excuses and replacing it with a culture of accountability can be stressful at first, but generally, it has proven to be the most valuable asset in the long run, in both personal life and professional career. Number 5. Transform your 5-minute nap into beneficial reflection and pre-flexion time. When that alarm clock goes off, hit snooze, but don't go back to sleep. Instead, use those minutes to do a body, mind, spirit scan. Here's how. First, check in with your body, how you're feeling, what you need, what parts may need extra TLC today, if you want or need to exercise, or if you want or need rest. Then, your mind. How you feel about that issue you were trying to figure out yesterday, the solution that you were just on the edge of resolving but couldn't quite get there yet. Sleep does wonder for problem solving. What you want to create today, and any other first thoughts that come in the morning. And finally, your heart and spirit. What your emotions are today, how your heart is, and where you might need a bit extra care or nourishment. It is during this time that you often find solutions to problems you couldn't get to previously, where you find out how you really feel about something, and when your intuition is the strongest. Number 6. Deal with your email mercilessly. Email is a necessary evil, so you have to learn to manage them well, otherwise too many things would fall between the cracks. In the mornings, it is recommended to respond to anything that's quick to answer, and for everything else, you should read the first couple of lines and then leave as unread until you find time to get back to your inbox. Critical messages should be typed out quickly, then if needed you can let them sit in draft form. But try not to overthink things too much and never reread a message more than once before sending. Everything else can be left unread until you can find a chunk of time to really put your head down and blow through emails one by one to reach a reasonable level of unreads. Lastly, on days where you aren't able to even look at emails until late at night, do your best to only answer those that are the most critical, and remember sometimes things can wait. Number 7. Eliminate conditions. If you are dependent on a huge list of to-dos to let you know what you needed to complete, instead, you need to force yourself to be responsible enough to segment out your to-do list with due dates. Removing dependencies gives you the ability to act on what you need to do without having to wait on something to give you the ability to do it. Number 8. Subscribe to newsletters relevant to your profession or goals. This could be an industry newsletter focused on technology or one that does deep dives in various subjects. This will allow you to get away from day-to-day tasks and elevate your thinking, without having to spend lots of time seeking out this content. What you read might provide inspiration that helps you be a better leader, encourage you to explore a new technology solution, or provide you with an idea from a different industry that might have applicability to your business. Number 9. Make an effort to make the wisest decision for people around you. While it's easy to become distracted by meetings, activities, and deadlines any given day presents, it's also important to take the time to think. Think about doing the right thing for the people around you. Think about being kind. Think about being present. Think about making a difference for someone else. So often, we rush projects to meet the deadlines or cross them off our to-do list, often at the expense of doing the right thing or quality work. At the end of the day, ask yourself, did I listen and support the needs of the people who rely on me? Did this help someone to learn and grow? Did it fully engage and support the needs of your team, so all could be successful? Did it serve as a good leader, friend, or partner and make a difference by doing the right thing? Number 10. Stick to the schedule. As part of your preparation for each week, you can transfer tasks from your to-do list to your calendar. This means that meetings, errands, events, and specific work tasks each get their own block of time. It will help you to be more efficient in the use of your scheduled and free time. It gives you a higher chance of getting things done and helps you be more accountable to yourself and others. Number 11. Take one full breath. What is the difference between being mission-driven and emotion-driven? Take a deep breath. We all have natural human emotions: anger, happiness, sadness, etc. That's normal. We don't control feeling them. However, mentally and emotionally resilient people control how they react to them. They take one deep breath and think, how do you best respond to this emotion so that it will help the team to accomplish its mission? Number 12. Timetable a learning exercise. Like many, we struggle to balance work and health. It felt guilty taking time off in the middle of the day to hit the gym because it will make you feel you should be working. If you work through to the end of the day, you can be too tired to work out. Then, you find a great way out of this dilemma: the learning workout. You can select a book or podcast you should be reading for work, cue it up on your phone, then listen to it at the gym or while on a run. This will give you an hour of uninterrupted reading time, which you rarely will get sitting at the office, and it will triple the number of books you can read a year, and keeps you in shape at the same time. Number 13. Sit with a troublesome inquiry. You know that two of the most obvious flaws are being seduced by busyness, and avoiding conflict, and of course, one feeds the other, and you can start many days by writing out the answers to two questions. First, what would meaningful progress look like today? That word, meaningful, allows you very little wriggle room in thinking that just crossing off tasks is a good use of the time. Second, what you are pretending not to know. That question will make you laugh nervously every time. It forces you to confess to not only what might not be working, but your role in what might not be working. It spurs on to be more courageous than it might otherwise be. Number 14. Start with the main concern for the day. If you spend the first part of your working day tackling the top priority when your energy has been restored through a good night's sleep and will be able to give the work your best self. Most of us would agree that as the day goes on, the risk of being pulled into other people's priorities or being distracted by intervening events only increases. Starting the day with what matters to you is how you give it your best self and mitigate the risk of losing the opportunity to focus on it. Number 15. Be portable and adaptable. You can't control what happens in life, just how you respond to what happens. The only thing permanent in life is change. And change is guaranteed. We have to embrace the ebbs and flows, by responding with adaptability. That's one of the virtues that help us get in front of anxiety, because anxiety is all about control and the fear of losing control. Number 16. Create your own environment. We can really thrive when we work to understand how our environment impacts our habits. We'd like to think we make decisions rationally, but research shows that more often than not, we don't. Making micro-decisions about your environment can set you up for success. Over the years, it has been found that these changes can be hard to make at first, but they're worth the payoff. Let's say you need time for strategy work and deep thinking. Log off email or Slack, silence your phone, and put it in the other room. Or if you know you have a tendency toward perfectionism, create deadlines so you're accountable for turning in 60% of the work, then 80%, and so on. Ultimately, we choose to be our own best friend or our own worst enemy. Number 17. Recognize and list your 3 things. Take a few minutes before you start the day to write down what are 1 to 3 things that would make you consider this day a success. It should be no more than 3, and they can include personal goals, i.e., go to the gym, leave by a stated time, or work goals, get the next step of that project done, stay calm no matter what comes my way. Doing this can change your day more than you would have expected. Too often, we end days being busy but not feeling like we achieved enough. But that changes when you have this to evaluate your day by. Number 18. Effectively practice leadership. Just as lawyers practice law, leaders need to practice leadership. Great leaders influence others toward a better future. Leadership requires public optimism, confidence, practice, and more practice. Every day you can identify the top 8 to 10 people you need to influence, whether they're colleagues, clients, friends, or loved ones. Then you write their names on your list and practice leadership. Some require a phone call, others need a direct meeting. Everyone on your daily target list needs to know that they are important to you and your business. When you practice leadership daily, then you stay focused on your objective of being a leading provider of outcome-based leadership development solutions. Number 19. Make long-haul, steady and gradual upgrades. If all areas of your life were challenged, you have to come up with a resolution to mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, and financially intentionally improve yourself by the time you hit your 50s by making long-term, consistent and incremental improvements. You need to learn how to say no to anything misaligned with your plan, which included learning to delegate without guilt, prioritizing your time and sticking to it, journaling your gratitude for a positive attitude, surrounding yourself with supportive people who are champions of possibility, finding clarity in your purpose and personal values, and giving back to others. Over time, adding these small changes and practicing them can change your focus in life. Number 20. Track your habit. It takes around a couple of months to build a habit. At first, sticking to your habits can feel like a lot of work, but as you progress through the 2-month period, gradually it will feel more and more natural. People usually give up at around a third into this 2-month period, but the trick is to track each day when you successfully accomplish your target habit. Seeing your daily progress builds the confidence to make it to the end of this 2-month period and builds a sense of accomplishment. There are many apps and tools for tracking this easily. Even a simple spreadsheet or notepad will work. Number 21. Turn off your notifications. Humans love being socially included, and modern technology has found a way to tug at our sleeve to alert us to every moment of social interaction. Not only do we tell ourselves that we feel happier to be kept updated in the moment, but we also judge our own bosses on how quickly they respond to our own messages. But when we take a breather from this, it seems to have a disproportionately refreshing effect on us. Number 22. Learn something consistently and record it. With knowledge so readily available, it now comes down to a willingness and dedication to learn. Today, we all must be curious and open to learning something new every day. Learning not to block, judge, reject and automatically categorize ideas and beliefs allows for an openness that may lead you to some of the best opportunities of your life. By learning something new every day and writing down your thoughts, you will create a deeper understanding of the world and the different types of unique people who inhabit it. Please leave a comment below, like and share with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe iBrainHacks to connected with iBrainHacks.